Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for taking some time out tonight for yourselves and to tune in with us. My name's Sony Boiteaux. I'm your favorite veggie dealer and a partner with the Juice Plus company. I teamed up with them back in 2006 because I am so passionate about health and wellness. And of course, alongside of that, I've spent over 30 years working with all kinds of physicians and healthcare professionals as an X-ray and MRI technologist. I've helped a lot of people who were sick or injured figure out what was wrong. But what I really love to do is to help people not get sick or injured in the first place. So in 2014, I also became a certified health coach. And through that, I've done corporate wellness workshops and given talks at prestigious medical institutes like MD Anderson Cancer Center. And I share all of this to let you know how much I value scientific research and the support that the medical industry has to offer us when it comes to our health. But over the years, I've learned that it is just that. It is support, and our health is really first and foremost an inside job. So we really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to join us tonight or take some time to catch the replay of these inspiring stories of hope. I have the wonderful privilege of the last 15, what is it, 18 years now of hearing stories like these over and over and over again. And I just wanted to showcase them. And so that's what we're going to hear tonight is a couple of those stories. But first, let's have a quick overview of what Juice Plus is. It's a little misleading, right? Because you think juice, it's something you're drinking, but actually, it's a little different. So the Juice Plus company is a $15 billion global health food company. And their flagship blends, we call the Juice Plus Essentials. You can see those behind me here tonight. All right, so the Juice Plus Essentials with the trio, you get 30 different fruits, veggies, and berries. And then with our broad spectrum omega blend, that includes seed oils, a few different seed oils that are cold pressed, and algae oil, right? So fish are high in omega-3 because they eat algae. So we don't go to the fish, we go to the algae. And with all of that combined, it's broad spectrum. So that's vegan and it's all kinds of omegas. I don't know if you've ever heard that there's not just omega-3, but there's omega-5, there's omega-6, there's omega-7, and omega-9. And so that blend is going to hit all of those bases. So I want to bring us back to our fruit, veggie, and berry blends. The way it works is we take the produce of, like I said, 30 different fruits and veggies and berries, and those get put into a giant grinder. Think like a big giant blender or an industrial Vitamix. That gets ground down into a pulp or a juice, and then that gets dried out at a really low temperature. And that's super important because nobody else can dry at that low temperature that we can. And that protects all of that nutrition that is inside of that produce. And not only do we get the vitamins and the minerals, but we get all of the phytonutrients. And that's what the research is really showing nowadays is really important, is to get those phytonutrients and the active enzymes. Those are critical for our health and they do so much for us. And so all of that is backed by over 40 peer-reviewed published studies. So truly, there's things in these blends that I don't even know how I would get them, right? Like, where do you buy bilberries? Right? I don't know where to buy bilberries. I could probably get some elderberries, dried elderberries, maybe some dried currants, but those aren't things that we find at the grocery store, right? So these are not things that we eat every day, and they are things that our bodies are just hungry for, and they know what to do with them. So with that, I'm going to introduce our storytellers. We have Gwen O'Rourke here this evening, as well as Nicole Fiol. And Deborah Bradford may pop in here. She is my wing woman, but I know she's also juggling some family things at this time of the night. So if she comes in, I'll have her share a bit of her background as well. So Gwen is going to tell us about how she uses lifestyle as medicine. Several years ago, she was unfortunately diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, but she took control of her health and she has been able to remain medication free and has a very active lifestyle. We were just talking about how closely she lives to Colorado, and I know she loves going up to Durango and going to all different places all throughout Colorado and going skiing. And Miss Nicole Fiol, our wonderful, extraordinary South Floridian mama down there, who is going to share some ways that we can listen to our bodies and simplify our nutrition. And I can't wait to hear what they have in store for us. So I'm going to start out. Here's my first question for you, ladies, and whoever wants to jump in first, go for it. So tell us how you learned about Juice Plus and why Juice Plus made sense for you and your families. Who wants to go first?
Okay,
Gwen?
I'll go.
Go for it.
I'll go. Okay. Well, I just watched a little review today and I learned that it was in 2007 that I found out about Juice Plus. So I've been on it for a while and I actually met from a total stranger and I just went with it because my daughter needed the fruits and vegetables. I was tired of fighting for her to eat her fruits and vegetables, and it just made sense. And way back then, we still had something called the Children's Health Study, which is now the Healthy Family Starts. So it was free for my kid. So that's why I started. She was 11 and she had had chronic ear infections her whole entire life. So we were on antibiotics 3 or 4 times a year, and it was a pain, right? Everybody knows what pain it is, and I don't need to go there. Those things, her ear infections went away after we started Juice Plus. So we started way back then and we just kept flooding our bodies. And then, as Sony said, I was diagnosed with MS 10 years ago. And I started, it'll be 11 years ago this summer, and I started changing my lifestyle. I decided that I wasn't going to try the meds because I couldn't even take ibuprofen. I was sick with everything. I'd had hand, foot, and mouth disease the year before. I was a train wreck. I was tired. I couldn't remember anything. My reading comprehension was terrible. It would take me 3 hours to go to the grocery stores, right? Because my list was, that long. And I had to look at one item and go pick it, look at the list, find the item. It was a nightmare. Now I can remember my list. Yay. So, fast forward those 10 years when I finally found out about my MS, my first phone call was to my Juice Plus partner. And she's the one that told me, yes, we have research that helps and it proves that Juice Plus is good for you. So I just started, actually doubled up on my Juice Plus. And I do ski like about 50 days a year. I'm extremely active and I have no pain and I don't have those issues. So this is MS Awareness Month. And I went through my list today just to see like what I used to struggle with. And whoa, there's a lot. But optic neuritis was the thing that I was diagnosed with that brought me into the doctor. That's what led me to the MS diagnosis. So it's severe pain in my eye and blurry vision and all sorts of stuff, right? I didn't get any steroids. It was so late in the diagnosis process. It was too late. So I don't have any issues with my vision. It's great. It even got better with Juice Plus. So, it's all good. I'm going to stop rambling.
Wow, that's incredible, Gwen. So not only are you pain-free, your vision fully recovered and is even better. That is fantastic. And I love that you're pain-free, man, because when we're pain-free, we're much happier and it just literally makes the place yours, ours, everyone's, right? So
Yeah.
great stuff. Nicole, how about you? How'd you learn about it?
So I learned about it because I like to be a person of my word. And someone gave me a DVD, a stranger just like Gwen, and I had to see her next week kind of thing. And I was like, oh, I'm going to watch her because I know she's going to ask me for it. And so I watched it just to get it over with and give it back. Because I've been introduced to all these kind of products because I've always been into myself on my bathing suit body kind of thing. So really bad relationship with food, which I did not know at that time. And I was a single mom of two, but that story, I'll tell it later. But it's a combination. But anyway, so I watched the video, and to my surprise, when I saw it, it made so much sense. I was like, wow, like the whole puzzle started to come together. Being constipated my entire life, as far as I can remember, those things are not kind of subjects that we talk about. And when they do come up to the conversation, everybody's constipated. So in my mind, oh, I'm normal. I was a single mom of two, and my son, well, at that time I was a single mom of two, and my son, my youngest, he was constantly in over-the-counter medications. So, but because we were not in the hospital in and out, we were not on antibiotics, we were constipated and in over-the-counter medications, when you talk to other moms, oh, that's normal. I was checking in the boxes. Our life is normal. We were good, doing life with all these medications on a monthly basis. When I saw this video, I was like, oh my goodness, it made so much sense. Why we're constipated, reasons why. The education made sense. And fast forward, I said yes. I mean, as soon as I saw her that other meeting, that week after, and to our surprise, shortly after, well, I said yes because being a single mom and unemployed at that time, I am so thankful of this company because they have this program where if an adult purchase it, you can sponsor a child for free. What a heart and commitment. I was like, okay, I'll go over my finances again because my son needs this. Not me, but I'll do it for him, right? We do everything for our kids. So fast forward, shortly after we said yes, oh my goodness, not only I was waking up rested, like, oh, I had a good night's sleep. We were going to the bathroom on a daily basis. And shortly after that, my son was not in over-the-counter medications. Funny story, my mom was taking over them, watching over, and he fell, he hit himself, and we didn't even have ibuprofen at home for him. And he was like, what kind of mom are you? You don't have this at home. And I'm like, Mom, that's a good thing. I don't need it anymore. It was amazing. And something that I really enjoyed is that by making this one simple change, we also started feeling how we wanted it healthier eating habits, which I only ate iceberg lettuce, corn, onions, and shredded carrots. Pretty much that was my salad back before I added this. So did you hear me? Iceberg lettuce? Yeah, to me, that was the only lettuce in the world. So I was amazed with all the side effects, positive side effects that we were having. And so I have another daughter, so I had to tell all my family so someone could sponsor my daughter so she could get it for free. And so it's been 12 years, 10 years now, 10 years. Fast forward, my son is now the reason why I said yes. He's 16. He barely gets sick. And when we do, because we just overcome whatever much faster, recuperate much faster. Allow me to share that also. I don't know if you remember, I said I had really bad relationship with food, which also contributes to constipation. I've always worked into having my abdominals, right? For my body, bathing suit body. I was able to do that eating more, exercising less. And to me, that was mind blown because I used not to eat and exercise more and never achieved that. So to me, that was like amazing. Like you do your abs. So I have done my abs in the kitchen, literally. And just listening to my body, what receives as food has been an amazing gift that I'm able to teach and pass on to my children. because our body is constantly talking to us, but we're so busy in our mind many times that we're not listening to our body. And it's just a privilege to be able to listen to it, because it's always giving us these signs of yes, continue, or no, you stop right now. And so I was able to use it as a prenatal, because I got so hot with my abs and everything that I got my third child, which is a blessing. I breastfed her for 3 years. Oh yeah, what a difference. Non-juice plus pregnancies and a juice plus pregnancy. Amazing. And they were all healthy, but what a beautiful pregnancy. Less inflammation. And so it also supported us in our family with my husband that recently transitioned. He had some kidney failure and some other issues, and it just gave him a better quality of life and a solution as of what he could eat to nourish his body. And I am so thankful for that. So, yeah.
Yes. Quality of life. That is, I mean, if we had to sum it up with one term, that would be it, right? Quality of life. Look at how it's done for your children, how it's done for you. Juice Plus babies are the most beautiful babies. I love them so much. I thought about having another one so I could have a Juice Plus baby. Yeah. Oh, wow. All right. So, Nicole, you've kind of already touched on it, but tell us a little bit more about why you're so excited to share Juice Plus with others.
Yeah. Well, at that time, because it has changed. When I say yes, I started because it made sense. We were experiencing some good results. Like I said, I shared just for the purpose of my daughter being sponsored. And I was a single mom, unemployed. So I was like, a blessing. Thank you. Because it was such a minimum commitment, no risk. And it made sense to me. It will make sense to many others. And I just started naturally sharing. Over the time, the more I have learned to care for others, it has been more of a moral responsibility, because it has been such an easy solution and yet effective. And to respect money, to respect our quality life, to respect choices is like, I just want you to know this exists kind of thing. Because I don't want you to tell me in the future, how did you know and didn't tell me? So not only is my mission of life right now helping other moms to make this one simple change, because most of us are spending money on stuff out there that we think that they're working, but how do you know, right? And because of the research and all the education that this company provides and the community, I never knew I was hungry of a community until I found you guys. So it's just a better way of living. So I love sharing, and especially nowadays more than ever, I think we're suffering alone. I know I have. And I'm so thankful of all of you, because not only we shared our, what we're going through, and we're learning from each other. And if you can do it, I can do it. And we uplift each other. So what a beautiful way of living. And also to find solutions. I mean, we were meant to live life together and learning from each other. So, and what a better way to getting paid than learning and sharing what I just learned. I mean, it's just beautiful. So yeah.
Oh, you're giving me goosebumps. Yes, just learning, sharing, uplifting one another, and that community, like you said, just second to none. Gwen, how about you? What has you excited to share Juice Plus with others?
Well, I mean, what can you say about this community? Okay. So I was a slow one. It took me a few years before I signed on, right? It took me 7 years before I joined the community, but I needed to learn how to share what I was learning. I had already committed a year and a half to my health. I'd started with a naturopath in 2012, and I was learning so much. And so I got invited to a customer appreciation. I loved it. It was perfect. So that's where I met Stacy Turner and Gloria Hare and the whole group. And it was the community that I didn't know I needed. And I I had no idea it just was some way that I could support my health and what it was costing the family. You know, I needed to figure out a way to do it because I couldn't work anymore. My brain was fried. I just couldn't work anymore at that point. So I needed something, and this it checked all the boxes, we like to say. It checked all the boxes. And the top of the line with the company, you know, is where we're all headed. And when you can get a corporate benefit package from a job where you share healthy living with other people, how to feel awesome, because we all feel awesome now. I don't know where you can find such a great job. Work for yourself. And like you said, I'm very active. So I go skiing during the middle of the week. I don't go on the weekends. There's too many people up there on Saturday. I don't go on Saturday. It's torture to go on a Saturday. I go on Wednesday or Friday or whatever day my husband and I want to go. And he's blessed with his own business, and he's one of my partners. So we take off and go skiing. And next month we're going to take off and go skiing for a whole week. So I love it, and I can do this everywhere we go. And you know, I had issues a couple of years ago, and this community was there for me. They were there for me. They helped me stand up, and I didn't crater. You know, you can't say enough about this company. They have a heart of gold, and they've been here for 50 years, and they're going to still keep on going. There's another company out there. I haven't heard an ad for them in about 4 months. 4 months, right? All of a sudden, radio silence. They were using our videos. Bad, bad, bad. But anyway, I love this company. I'm so thankful that I signed up with this company. I'm, gladly every year, $52. Come on. You know, where do you get a franchise for $52 with no commitments? None.
Yeah, absolutely, Gwen. Just
None.
fantastic. I always say often imitated, never duplicated, right? Because
That's right.
those other folks, remember I mentioned earlier our drying process. No one else has that. It is unique to Juice Plus, and it is what maintains the integrity of that nutrition. And
Right.
yes, you ladies have both been a huge testimony to integrity, to community tonight, and, to having a shared responsibility that once we know this, we want to make sure that others know, because that's the thing is, whoever invited you to be here tonight, I promise you they did that because they care about you. So thank you, Gwen. Thank you, Nicole, for joining me and sharing your stories as our storytellers tonight. And most importantly, thanks to all of our guests for taking time out of their day to tune in. Remember, there's over 45 peer-reviewed research studies that are supporting the stories these young ladies shared with us tonight. And we do this the first Tuesday of every month at the same link that you came to tonight. So come back on April 2nd and invite those that you love to join you. And we just want to inspire you to get healthier. Take that one simple change. If you've not started yet on Juice Plus, do get back with whoever invited you to get started ASAP. If you have any questions, we're recording here, so I'm gonna stop that recording and we'll take questions for a few minutes.